Solana and Arbitrum both had outages this week. The metaverse is extending its reach to all parts of the globe, and Cathie Wood finally comes on Bankless. All of this and more on... I'm Luke, and this is TLDR, where we catch you up on all the headlines and important narratives from around Bankless this week. As always, there are going to be links down in the show notes so you can do a deeper dive into any of these topics. So first, I want to shout out our sponsor, TracerDAO. They've shipped the Perpetual pools, now live on Arbitrum. This means decentralized, no liquidation, leveraged perpetuals. Pretty cool. So I don't have any proof, but I was secretly predicting that DeFi derivatives would be huge on layer 2, and TracerDAO looks like it's going to prove me right. But you don't need to take my word for it. Check it out at tracer.finance. So Cathie Wood came on the podcast this week, accompanied by Chris Berniski and Yassine Elmandra. Cathie has earned her spot as one of the most successful and innovative investors in the world, and it's probably not that surprising that she's sympathetic towards the technological and societal innovation happening in the crypto space right now. For the most part, big financial funds and institutions are risk averse, especially after the tumultuous 2000s with the dot-com bubble and the '08 meltdown. But Cathie thinks this is the wrong approach. Now is the time to embrace innovation.
We are on the threshold of an explosion in innovation, and crypto is symptomatic of it. I think in the crypto space, we're going to see blockchain technology and artificial intelligence converge and cause explosive reactions. So it's pretty exciting. When I was trying to explain to someone what I wanted to do before starting ARK, and who's not in our business, he said to me, "Oh, you mean that in the future of investing is investing in the future?" And I said, "You got it." Well, now, when I started in the business, that's the only way people thought about investing. And then we went through the tech and telecom bust, and then the '08-'09 meltdown. And we ended up with huge risk aversion in the markets and a tendency to invest very much like the broad-based indices out there. And the indices are where they are because of what has happened historically. But if we're right, and all of this disruptive innovation is about to explode, well, they are in harm's way.
From a broad, long-term time horizon, I think it's not a super hot take that we are at an inflection point in human history, one ready for a massive explosion in technology. I'm always drawn back to our episode with Josh Rosenthal called The Crypto Renaissance, and I think as an investor, you would want to be on the bleeding edge of that. Our Market Monday post covered some of the key takeaways here. DeFi is hollowing out the banks, and they are scared. Also, Ethereum staking could become the new risk-free rate. Decentralization is security, and an elegant, credibly neutral system makes sense to serve as the fundamental bonds that a global economy is built on top of. Finally, DeFi can accelerate innovation in non-crypto sectors. Innovation doesn't occur in a vacuum, and the upgrades to our capacity to coordinate will echo throughout all economic sectors. Now is the time to look forward, not to desperately clutch onto something that maybe used to work. This was an awesome episode. So thank you, Cathie, for coming on the podcast and investing in things that push humanity forward. So that's on the technological or investing side of things, but you always have to remember the people. And DCInvestor is one of those people to remember. In addition to having an incredibly sound crypto macro market thesis and being a frequent guest on our bull case for Ethereum episodes, he also has one of the most impressive NFT portfolios out there, ranging from CryptoPunks to Fidenzas, as well as a slew of one-of-one unique NFTs and countless others. And when you scroll through his gallery, you see a story being told, an investing story about the benefits of conviction and getting in early, but also one of taste and curation and actual care being put into these digital objects. I am fascinated by DC's approach to the NFT space, and the advice from him definitely echoes the other NFT-themed episodes we've had. Get the things that you like. If you're a flipper and you're stuck holding a bag that you don't care about and there's no more liquidity, well, there's no value there. Believe in what you're doing, and the greatest advantage that you can have is a keen understanding of DeFi culture.
How do you think broadly NFTs are changing culture, not just inside of Ethereum, but outside of it as well?
So I think the impact is starting to be incredibly profound, to be honest, to the point where I think crypto culture is going to become a dominant culture in our society. And I think NFTs are going to be a prime like propagator of that in a way that people couldn't have expected. I feel like we are on the cusp of this digital renaissance, and I think it's going to be realized as we kind of transition more and more into this concept of a metaverse.
And while we're discussing the notable people and culture of crypto, well, that's the point of Layer Zero. And this week, Anthony Sassano joined David to talk about Ethereum, philosophy, his thesis on life, and I've watched enough of Anthony's Daily Gwei to see firsthand his commitment to Ethereum values and the community. With Anthony, his fervor and consistency are really emblematic of the crypto ethos, and his priorities are transparent. I found this episode genuinely inspiring, like to see individuals so deeply passionate about making the world a more equitable, accessible place. And part of making the world a better place is bringing crypto to emerging markets, and that's what we discussed on the Wednesday newsletter. The world needs crypto. A robust ecosystem of financial services needs to be global. This article zeroes in on Latin America with emergent tooling to help small businesses, cross-border payments, removing obstacles to loans and other basic financial primitives. And we're seeing the start of a crypto fintechy boom in Latin America. And I'm excited to see where this goes, both for the benefit of crypto and emerging markets and small businesses. Today, they're small businesses, but tomorrow, they may be DAOs. DAOs are the crypto version of businesses and organizations, and they can range from a small, tight-knit group of associates to expansive, sprawling communities. There's no limit, really, to the expressiveness of DAOs. With aligned values, shared core vision, and crypto economic resources, the DAO rabbit hole is a deep one, and the best way to learn is by joining a DAO. And our tactic this week covers exactly this. Get involved, learn what's happening here, learn about the future of work, and if you're not already familiar, you may be surprised at the degree to which a healthy DAO ecosystem can fundamentally change how we coordinate. A key part of coordination is social scalability, and social scaling can only truly come with economic scaling. For Ethereum, this means a robust Layer 2 ecosystem. So if you're bullish on Ethereum, you are bullish on Layer 2 scaling solutions. The Layer 2 world, or theme park, or metropolis, or however you want to frame it, it's just getting started. The market opportunities here are vast and also difficult to navigate. So when Ben writes about it, I read it and I listen. And this week he told me how to invest in Layer 2. The places to look are infrastructure things like oracles and bridges, so Link or the Graph or Hop Protocol or Connext. Another place to look is the applications as they begin migrating to L2, or applications that are launching natively to Layer 2. So something to think about is what types of activities would have had more success in DeFi up to this point, but they lacked the scalability to make it capitally efficient. Maybe derivatives, maybe liquidity. Either way, there's a lot of frontier around scaling solutions, so I will be keeping my eye out for incentives and innovation in this space. However, it wasn't all good news for Layer 2 this week. Arbitrum, as well as the Layer 1 smart contract platform Solana, experienced outages. But these two events are not really the same, and there are definitely some key differences here. When a Layer 2 has issues, it can fall back to the economic security of the Layer 1. But when a Layer 1 struggles, there's no backup. I'd recommend watching the weekly Rollup for a more in-depth analysis of these events, but my broad takeaway, and I'm also counting this as my final thought, is that crypto is nascent. Pushing products out into the world is gritty, and chaos and change are closely related concepts. Crypto has experienced speed bumps before, and will experience them again. But something to think about, though, is that what would be catastrophic, even apocalyptic in the traditional world, ends up bouncing off the armor, the cryptographic armor of the DeFi space. I remember the big drop in May where crypto prices plummeted huge amounts in a really short amount of time. But DeFi apps didn't collapse. They actually had their most successful days ever. We didn't need a bailout. The right people got punished. And that, to me, shows resilience, anti-fragility. Crypto has shown itself to be spongy and flexible in the right places, and extremely tough and unbreakable in the others. This is the kind of system that I want to see society built on. So, I want to quickly shout out our sponsors, Arbitrum, MATCHA, Ledger, and UNISWAP. We get to sponsor resilient, anti-fragile projects, transparent protocols with sound fundamentals. It's really cool. Also, this wouldn't be possible without them. So with that, none of this was financial advice. ETH is risky, DeFi is risky, but we're headed west. It's the frontier, not for everyone. But we're glad you're with us on the Bankless journey. So thanks a lot, and I'll see you next time.
Hey, we hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, head over to Bankless HQ right now to develop your crypto investing skills and learn how to free yourself from banks and gain your financial independence. We recommend joining our daily newsletter, podcast, and community as a Bankless Premium subscriber to get the most out of your Bankless experience. You'll get access to our market analysis, our alpha leaks, and exclusive content, and even the Bankless token for airdrops, raffles, and unlocks. If you're interested in crypto, the Bankless community is where you want to be. Click the link in the description to become a Bankless Premium subscriber today. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for in-depth interviews with industry leaders, Ask Me Anythings, and weekly roll-ups where we summarize the week in crypto and other fantastic content. Thanks everyone for watching and being on the journey as we build out the Bankless Nation.